This is the Game 6 press conference featuring the UCLA Bruins. We're joined by student athletes Aaliyah Jordan and Brianna Perez. For each of you, just talk about the challenge that Montana Fouts presents and how difficult it was facing her tonight. Brianna, can we start with you, please?
Yeah, she's a great pitcher. I mean, we went in with a game plan. We let her get ahead in a lot of counts and didn't make an adjustment throughout the game. So here we are.
Aaliyah?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just took a lot of strikes and swung at a lot of balls, so we got ourselves out most of the time.
Win?
For Bree, you guys had a lot of kind of on the field meetings in the circle with Rachel and the entire infield. What were some of those conversations you guys were having during that game?
Yeah, just staying loose, talking about batters, talking about pitch calling, talking about our plan, just trying to play our game, honestly, stay within ourselves.
Win, do you have a follow-up?
Yeah. For Aaliyah, you're a leader on this team. What was kind of the message, the mood in the locker room, knowing that you guys have to take the long road to defend your title now?
Can you repeat that? I missed the last part.
She asked, what's the mindset in the locker room as you move forward, trying to defend your mission?
Yeah, well, I think, now we have a longer route, but I think the Pac-12 definitely prepared us for this. We've played 4 games in a weekend before and had to beat teams 4 times. So even though we have to, play a few more games, I think we can do it.
Coral Smith?
Obviously, after a game like this, you have to come back in 24 hours and play again. How does the team have to work together to get that energy back and the momentum for that?
Start with Aaliyah, please.
I mean, I don't think we're all very down right now. I think we knew that we got ourselves out, and so I think tomorrow just coming out, playing our game is all we can do.
And Brianna?
Yeah, I don't think energy or staying loose will be a problem. I mean, that's our sport, right? You go to sleep and you have to wake up the next day and do it all again. So I think we'll be all right.
Haley Sawyer?
Hi, Holly came in late in the game to pitch for you guys. So what are you doing, not just tonight, but throughout this whole trip to make sure she's fully supported out there?
I mean, I think just talking to her, hyping her up on the field, I mean, that's all we really can do. I think she's prepared enough. So, I mean, we all have Holly's back, so I think she can do it.
Any more questions for our student athletes? All right, Brianna, Aaliyah, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're joined by head coach Kelly Perez. Questions for coach? We'll start with Haley Sawyer.
Hi, Coach. Just seeing your lineup go up against Montana Fouts tonight, what adjustments are you focusing on making for tomorrow?
Hitting the ball. It's probably the biggest adjustment. We did not do a good job of hitting the ball tonight, so that's it.
Win?
Coach, what was the game plan against Fouts, and what parts of that kind of fell short when it actually came time to hit?
Yeah, I think the girls talked to that. We know that she pounds the zone, and to be able to come out aggressively was our plan. And I don't have answers for why we weren't able to come out and execute it. She's obviously a great pitcher. I think it's more about giving credit where credit is due. Credit Alabama. Montana Fouts was dominant tonight, clearly. She was perfect, right? And Alabama executed on offense and executed on defense. So I don't think there's anything more to say except for we didn't play our game, and credit Alabama more than I say, anything else. For us, we've got to have short-term memory and get back to playing our game. And I've seen this team do it so much. I've seen them play multiple games, as Aaliyah said, in the Pac-12, that I have a great vision of where we're going. But we got to play the game one pitch at a time, have a short-term memory, and get back to just playing our style of play. We did not execute tonight, and you can't win ball games at this point in the season against a quality team like Alabama without being able to execute.
Ronald Smith?
Coach Kelly, like you just said about having short-term memory, because during this game too, we saw also some mental mistakes that's not normally seen from the UCLA team. So do you think you don't even need to preach down about the mistakes they made, and you believe that they're going to push on and move on to the next goal?
Yeah, no, actually, after every game from February, even at practice, we have a consistent routine. We always come in and I always have them own what they could be better at. And they do an excellent job. We owned it. We didn't play defense. We weren't aggressive. We didn't work ahead in the count. We didn't have each other's backs. So I didn't even have to say it. It is part of our routine to own it. We understand what we did, and we've got to learn from it. But I always say very simply, it's not what happens, it's what you do next that is your defining moment. So this team has no problem owning when they fall short. They don't get emotional. They get upset, And I think in the bigger picture, they respond. And I'm going to rely and hope that team shows up tomorrow. So to answer your question, we definitely owned it tonight. You don't have short-term memory and say, let it go. We owned it, but then we're going to do something about it. And that's the plan, is to be able to come out and play our style of play, because we clearly did not play that tonight.
Joey Helmer.
Yeah, Coach. You guys lost a game against in Super Regionals last weekend against Virginia Tech, and came back and responded really nicely, won those couple games. How can you kind of draw back on that experience in this kind of a similar situation?
Yeah, it's exactly what you said. It's experience. So we have had actually a lot of adversity through this season. So it hasn't been an easy ride at all. And the best part about the journey, a season, is that when you have those moments of adversity, you have the ability to do something about it. If it was easy all the time, then, when things like this happen, you don't know what to do. But we actually have a lot of experience in adversity, in not being able to execute, in not having each other's backs. That's what a season provides. And with that, we have great experience, and we showed it in Super Regionals. Now's the time to just get really committed and really convicted on what you're going to do and put yourself in a position. Our sport is interesting. There's no timeline on it. We got to play the game one pitch at a time, and this team knows that they got to come out and throw some punches tomorrow, and I have no doubt that we will.
Win.
Coach, how do you feel like Rachel performed today?
Rachel did the best that Rachel could do. It's out of her control of a lot of things that were happening around her. But we did put a lot of pressure on Rachel, and we own that as well. And I simply said that Rachel can't do this on her own. There's things that she owned as well, that she could have done a better job of coming up with pitches or working ahead in the count. But I made sure that she was clear, and the team made sure that that we were all clear that it's not on Rachel Garcia. We didn't lose tonight because Rachel Garcia was not on her A game. We lost because we didn't play great defense and we didn't make adjustments at the plate. And defense wins championships. Here at the end, we know this, and we did not have her back. So it's not on Rachel Garcia. She did everything that she could, and we're going to wipe the slate clean, and I say bring it on. I'm going to give Rachel the ball, and we're going to see just what this team is made of.
And Coach, following that up, you got Holly Azevedo in the game, and a good opportunity for her. And there may be some opportunities moving forward for her to come in and pitch some. So how significant was it, and what did you think of her performance?
Oh, that was a bright spot, and that was the first thing that I said when I came in, is Holly came in and she was prepared for that moment. This team has confidence in Holly because we've seen her do it in the pack. She's pitched great games for us. She's shut down offenses, and we know that she'll put balls in play, and the defense has to have her back, and they actually did that tonight. Holly came in and did what Holly did, and it really, for me, it was a very huge pick-me-up that Holly was prepared for that moment to switch a little bit of the momentum back to us. Holly's ready to do whatever she can. It's all hands on deck. We know that this team trusts her. We know Rachel can't do this by herself, so we're gonna once again just play the game one pitch at a time and see what happens.
Coach, thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you.